My name's Ken Hill. I'm the president of the HOA. I've been in this job since 2007.
I am Sharon Bollinger. I am the community manager at Red Rock Country Club Homeowners Association, and I have been here since the dawn of time. No, really, seriously, I've been here since 2005. So I know a lot of the history here.
My name is Richard Carden. I'm the security and operations manager. I've been with CCMC since last April. I've been with Red Rock since 2008.
We love the community because, one, it's beautiful. It is a gorgeous community. You get up every morning, you look out, you see the red mountains, you get to see the downtown area. We are our own little town.
One of the things we found right away was that after using HA5, we have an outside expert come in and give us an evaluation of the quality and what our expected life is of the remaining roads, okay? So normally roads are going to last 25 to 30 years before you have to take up a layer of asphalt and put down new asphalt. So what happens in this case was, after we used HA5, he came back in, did the evaluation, okay, and said, it's actually going to last longer than we thought it was. So that updates our reserve study, and we don't have to put quite as much money aside every year from the homeowners. We're 1,100 homes, so it's really a great thing for us, and our residents love it. I mean, I can't do it. I don't know what more to say other than it makes my life a lot easier. The fewer complaints I get, the better my day is.
We have 26 miles of streets here, and we want to make sure they are well taken care of. So back in 2010, we got the professionals together. They came out with the reserve study and the long-term maintenance plan. And at that time, we were looking to see what is the best product out there. What will preserve our streets and give us a couple more years of useful life than the other products that we currently were using. Anytime, even if you can move it out 1 year, you're still saving significantly. And then that's less money that you have to put in your reserves for the overall cost. So think about it, just saving 1 year, and then you can save 2 years, and then, oh my gosh, 3 years, and oh my gosh, 4 years. So it pays for itself.
Once in a while we do have meetings, okay, with other presidents of the other communities or other members, and a lot of events you can see the other people. And sometimes the conversation, if they're thinking about going to HA5 or thinking about changing what they do, the conversation comes, oh, I hear you guys use HA5, are you happy with it? And there isn't a time that I haven't said, hey, I love it, okay? It makes life so much simpler. I get less complaints from homeowners, okay? They're happy with it, we're happy with it, it saves us money, okay, and we just are happy with it. When I first moved here, we were doing the traditional slurry, okay, and you know, that's what you were used to.
Type 2 slurry was put down. It was awful. There was lots of graveling, there was lots of, it didn't adhere, it went into people's driveways, got into their homes, it didn't last.
One of the first things they'd say is, I track this stuff everywhere, okay, for a month, okay, before it goes away. And they'd mention, is there something else out there that you could use that wouldn't have the grit and all of the, the problems that we have with a traditional slurry? And so that's when we also started looking at that.
So we were very disappointed with the results of the Type 2 slurry. And that's when we figured out there's got to be a better product out there.
But with HA5, it's great because we're able to open up the streets within 24 hours, and everybody can drive on them, and they're not tracking anything with them.
We first introduced HA5 back in 2011. That was the best thing we ever did. We love the product. Since then, we've had 2 more reserve studies, and we've been able to extend the useful life of our streets every single time.
And there was a couple other communities here in the Las Vegas Valley that had used HA5. And of course, the word gets around because there's a lot of conversations between other people and other communities and your community the community managers talk to each other. Hey, we tried this new product. It's this, this, and this, and it worked out really well. Well, then that gives us a chance. So I think most of it was based upon word of mouth and referral than it was, okay, let's go out and do an analysis of what's the options out there, okay? So somebody else said, hey, this works, and then that gets you thinking about changing the product you're using on your streets. You know, you don't just all of a sudden say, I don't want to do this anymore, let's go do something different. You really get feedback from other communities that have used the product.
Communication is your best way to go. And so now when we know exactly when our project's going to take place, we get the signs out throughout the community saying, you know, HA5 application is going to take place within the next couple of weeks. We send out email blasts, we update our website, we update our app, we communicate. Because I'm telling you, when people know what's going on, there's a lot less hassle or inconvenience when they are notified. Over the years, we have made this project into where it's now very easy to do with very little aggravation for our homeowners.
We just know that it's saving us money, okay? And it's probably saving it in two ways. One, extends the life of the street, okay? And two, we don't have to do the treatment as often.
Yes, the reason we keep choosing HA5 application is one, it is a superior product to a type 2 slurry by far. Two, the useful life of our streets keeps getting longer and longer because we're doing the maintenance that we need to at the time. Our streets are lasting longer. Who doesn't love that? It doesn't come up like this type 2 slurry, so it doesn't get in track into your driveway or your home or things of that nature. It's just so much more superior product, hands down. And we had started out in 2011 and we love the product and we will continue to use it. You can pretty much, Red Rock is huge. We have 26 miles of road and we can usually get this project done within 2 to 3 weeks.
Depending on weather.
Also, up to time very, very well. We've been able to extend our useful life for our streets on our reserve studies thanks to HA5 application. We're very happy about that. Good company to work with, good people to work with. There's no downside.
The residents have responded real well because they like the fact that it dries quick, okay? It goes down, they can be back, not having to park their cars off of their street within 24 hours, okay? So they like that. You have to do slurry more frequently than HA5, okay? So HA5, before it needs to be redone, some people say 5 years, some people say 7 years, some people even say 10 years. They also like the fact that it's not done as often, okay? When we were doing the traditional slurry, we were doing it more frequently, and therefore it disrupted them, okay? Now, that's if you've lived here that long, to remember the last time it was done, okay? But they like that. And they also realize, and we've made it clear to them, that it's being able to reduce the frequency of sealing, and it's also extended the life of the streets. So that's a cost-effective measure for them, okay, because now they realize that they're not going to have their HOA dues raised because the life of the streets are shorter and they have more money has to go in the reserve.